Amen. Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. First and foremost, I'd like to start this lesson by giving all praises, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Recha, Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and taught us this 100% truth. Salutations unto the 144,000. doing the work of the Lord in all truth, honor, and sincerity. And shalom to the 1/3, men, women, and children who believe in His word being taught unto them. It's your brother Amna wa Allah, back at you with another video entitled, "We're in the time where we'll no longer stay upon E." And just before I continue on, this is no medical information. I'm just reading an article and then I'm bringing out some scriptures. That's it. But this, by all means, is no medical advice, no medical information whatsoever. We just reading. All right. So, without further ado, let's get into it. It says Moderna claims, which if you don't know who Moderna is, they're a company that produces juices. Like in 2020, when they was trying to push for that triple combo juice. All right, so you got Moderna, you got Pfizer, damn, there was a couple more, but I mean, yeah, that should pretty much give you an idea of what this company is and what they're about. So it says Moderna claims updated mRNA Vs no longer cause I'll say myocarditis. No word on turbo cancer or clots, which if you don't know what myocarditis is, let's just look it up real quick. There you go. It's inflammation of the cardiac muscle. It's basically inflammation of the heart. This is here at the top. Acquired cardiomyopathy due to inflammation of the heart muscle. Because, there was a lot of cases being reported of that being a common symptom of taking the thing. Well, the prophets did warn you. Sirach 12:10 does say, "Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness." The prophets have been bringing it out. So if you still decided to take it and follow after Esau, Edom, you ain't got no one else but yourself to blame, man. And really, man's goings out of the Lord anyway. So ultimately, it's the Lord. But anyways, it says no word on turbo cancer or clots, because you got cancer cases just skyrocketing, man. And before it used to be a thing where when you thought about cancer, you think about someone more up in age. Now you got people, you got young males, females, older folk, like all kind of people are getting cancer now, man. And it seems that there was a spike in that ever since 2020. All right, if you connect the dots. So it says Moderna is back with another round of self-congratulations, this time declaring that its latest mRNA vid shot is suddenly free of heart inflammation and myocarditis risks that dogged its earlier versions. So just all of a sudden, remember, here's the thing as well, I remember hearing all the time in 2020 when this whole Crown Vic, the hokey poke thing was happening, I remember hearing all the time that it takes years for a juice to be be available for public worldwide use. It takes years for that. So here it is, you had the alleged vid come about in 2020, and then, you know, by the end of that year, they was talking about, oh, they got the you know, the juice against it. You know, really got to speak in code in this video, man. You know, in under a year, man. But I was hearing at the same time, oh yeah, it takes years for them to come up with a juice, you know. So how did this take like 11 months or whatever? And then all of a sudden now, oh yeah, you know, now all of a sudden, this version that they have doesn't cause inflammation or myocarditis, man. It says, but while the company proudly insists the new formula poses no threat of myocarditis, it's been silent on the elephant in the room: the turbo cancers, clotting disorders, and other well-documented side effects that continue to haunt the mRNA experiments. As I was saying, you got all kind of people getting cancer, man, young and old. You know, and again, it's looking like that most certainly increased after, you know, this juice went about worldwide. Okay, it says at the 2025 Infectious Disease Week conference, company officials told attendees that their updated 2024-2025 formula does not appear to cause myocarditis in young adults. Can never trust this devil, man. According to Susan Pfeiffer, PA, Moderna's Director of Clinical Development, the mRNA 1273 juice, I almost said it, continues to have an acceptable safety profile consistent with the product labeling. No cases of myocarditis or... let's see what this one is. Actually, I don't know what this one is. Hold on. We'll call it P-carditis. Oh, so it's still to do with the heart. Oh, and this is another thing a lot of people are talking about. Let's read it. It says, I'm not going to say the name. P-carditis is inflammation of the pericardium, the fibrous sac surrounding the heart. Symptoms typically include sudden onset of sharp chest pain, which may also be felt in the shoulders, neck, or back. The pain is typically less severe when sitting up and more severe when lying down or breathing deeply. Other symptoms of pericarditis can include fever, weakness, palpitations, and shortness of breath. The onset of symptoms can occasionally be gradual rather than sudden. And you know, I worked with a particular chick that she would experience this sudden onset chest pain, and she'd always be scared because, you know, we used to talk all kind of stuff in my old gig, you know, all kind of stuff, and she'd always get scared when she'd hear the quote unquote conspiracy theorist side of the whole thing, and then, you know, understanding that is lining up with some of the symptoms that she was experiencing herself, you know. But guess what? A lot of people felt had that experience, man, and are more so having that experience now. Although you're probably what they're also doing is they're going through something called cognitive dissonance, which is where they don't even want to believe reality. You know, they know that what we're saying is true, but it's just such a hard reality to accept that they'd rather just disregard the idea of that reality, you know? So let's get back to the article. It says no cases of M and P carditis were reported in the company's small short-term study of just 997 participants aged 12 to 30. So the data came from a randomized placebo-controlled phase 4 trial in which researchers measured troponin levels, a marker of heart injury, after vaccination. After vacation. Yeah, I'm going to start saying that. Only 3 participants showed elevated troponin after receiving the juice, and Pfeiffer dismissed those as being caused by physical activity. All right, so are you really gonna believe that? Are you really gonna believe that with the mountain of evidence they've already got against this man? Come on, man. But independent cardiologists say the company's claim is premature. Yeah, Dr. Frank of Hahn of Connecticut's Children's Medical Center, who reviewed the study but did not participate, warned that the sample size was far too small to detect rare but serious effects. 981 people may be a little too small to find vacation myocarditis. Moderna's presentation also avoided mentioning any of the other red flag issues that have fueled public skepticism. No data on blood clots, immune suppression, or the surge of turbo cancers increasingly reported since the mRNA platform. And you know what? This is hold on, let's get this. Is this the one I wanted? Yeah. Jeremiah 49:10. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. So you see, Esau is being made bare. His secret places are being discovered. He can no longer hide himself. All right, he can no longer paint himself as that angel of light. All right, he's being exposed for the devil that he is. Okay. And people are waking up to it, man. Says the company pointed to past studies suggesting lower myocarditis rates with uprated boosters, but even those relied on VAERS, a passive reporting system known to capture only a fraction of real adverse events. So come on, man. With no long-term follow-up, no independent oversight, and only 57 days of observation, critics say Moderna's latest clean bill of health sounds more like a marketing pitch than real science, because that's exactly what it is. I don't think Esau don't know that this thing is detrimental to you. He knows that, but he wants you to take it because, remember, they have on the Georgia Guidestones, which they conveniently blew up, you know, you have to maintain population under 500 million. You damn near got 8 billion people on the planet, if not 8 billion people. You know? So you're going to wipe out 7.5 billion people? Well, I wouldn't put it past Esau Edom. That's what I'll say. For now, the company insists its new KP2 targeted shot is safe, but until larger, transparent, and independently verified studies are done, many remain unconvinced, especially as reports of clots, cancers, and sudden deaths continue to surface outside the clinical trial bubble. Yeah, man. The people are waking up, man. It's bullshit. Okay? People are tired of the lies and having to suffer because of someone else's lies, man. You know, people are fed up of it, man. People are fed up of E. Okay? He talks about that, man. Let's start there. Let's go there real quick. This is Romans 8 and let's start at 21. Because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption into the glorious liberty of the children of the Most High. And who's the creature? Creation. All creation, man. All right? Everything and everyone is going to rejoice once this devil is taken out the way. Proverbs 29:2 tells you how when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. And right now, you go on the social media and all you hear is people mourning. Yeah, you got those that try to make a joke out of mourning. Like, I remember when this whole digital ID thing first surfaced, and it was like, yeah, you had, the people mourning, but you more so, they was making memes out of it, making light of it. Obviously, showing you the impact of what life will look like with, the digital ID. But still, they was kind of, they're trying to make light out of it. But really, there was expressing their disagreements with it. Which even you had the petition here in the UK. You got like just under 3 million signatures, man. And this devil's still gonna go through with it anyway. And we all for the devil going through with it because, hey man, that's prophecy. You're coming down with that great wrath, man. Because he knows his time is short. Verse 22, for we know that the whole creation groaneth and travaileth in pain together until now. Yeah, as long as this devil is in power, is in rulership, all of us, man, everything and everyone gonna keep complaining. Okay? Esau is the true cancer of the earth, man. The trouble is he's been in power for so long that basically he thinks his shit don't stink. And it's like in his head, if there's a higher power out there, then he must be for me, because look at all the wickedness I've been able to commit and get away with, But you got to fear if the Lord got you in that kind of position, Because, hey, man, the Lord has a habit of boosting people's pride, egos, and then conveniently bursting them, man, when his judgment comes. So it says again in 22, for we know that the whole creation groaneth and travaileth in pain together until now. And not only they, but ourselves also, which have the first fruits of the Spirit, even we ourselves groan within ourselves, waiting for the adoption, to wit, the redemption of our body. Okay, so even we, the hopeful elect, we groaning, we sighing and crying. Scriptures talk about that. Set a mark upon them that sigh and cry, and that cry for the abomination that be taking place thereof. Something to that effect. Because we all suffering under this devil, man. And the thing is, if we be of the elect, Psalms 8:2-6 says, for I have said ye are gods. You literally, this devil got gods in shackles, man. How can that be? How can the basest of men have gods in shackles? Prophecy. Okay. So let's get this one here. This is Job 13:4. It says, but ye are forgers of lies, ye are all physicians of no value. Okay, you can't trust this devil, man. Look what trusting this devil did to the tribe of Gad. So that's enough proof. We can never trust this devil, man. He signed over 400 trees, I think it was. This devil, to the Gadites, and he broke every single one of them, man. And that's the kind of man that you're dealing with. You're dealing with someone who will smile in your face and will stab you in your back. Yeah, they'll tell you the things that you want to hear because they know that'll get a nigga, man. You know, hey, it says in Isaiah chapter 30, preach unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits. So each one knows all you got to do is talk a good game and you know, you unlock a certain level of power, man. But this truth is unpeeling their lies, man. Alright? That's why it's important that we do this work. Because every time we do a video, every time we go out to camp, we do a sit down, man. Another part of this man's kingdom falls, man. 2nd Ezra 6:27, for evil shall be put out and deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish, corruption shall be overcome, and the truth which have been so long without fruit shall be declared. And it's being declared right now. It's being made plain upon tables. Okay? We're in a time where we're returning unto the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son. We now, we've been put in remembrance of their names. You know, their names were once removed from us, but now we have those names again. We no longer have to stay upon our enemies, man. We can trust in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Cause we can't trust in this devil, man. This devil is, listen, man. What man do you know that danced with the devil and ended up better off? I'll wait. Psalms 58:3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. So they liars right from the jump, man. You still gonna lie on your ass. It says their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf adder that stoppeth her ear. Because they don't listen to no one. Okay? You can't tell these devils a damn thing. And you know why you can't tell them a damn thing? Because guess what? They're programmed to do exactly what they're doing. This is the Most High's movie, man. People give Esau Edom too much credit sometimes. You know? It says, which will not hearken to the voice of charmers, charming never so wisely. Which ultimately, we would be those charmers, man. Because we're the ones coming out with the true gospel, the true word. Okay? Singing that new song. And you know, they don't want to hear it, man. They want that old speak. You know, Isaiah 32 says how the vintage shall fail, man. That old way of life is done. You know, we're heading into we got Esau's New World Order, then we got Yahweh Hashem Yahushai's New World Order, man. The real New World Order. Okay? And that's what we're gearing up for. That's why we don't feel like we need to rely on this devil, or we need to fall for his every lies. Or he tells you, oh, you got to stand 6 feet apart. Now we standing 6 feet apart. We ain't got to do all that shit, man. Psalms 55:21 says, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His hands were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. And that's why you can't trust this devil, man, because he come with that double speak. You think he mean this, then he really mean that. Or he says he gonna do this and he gonna do that. Oh yeah, it don't link to, it's no longer linked to M-carditis anymore. You know? It's no longer linked to M-carditis anymore. So all of a sudden, yeah, you cool in the cut now. You can just walk up right in there, roll up your sleeve, and not expect to get M-carditis, man. Because Moderna said so. You know, people got to get out of that Stockholm syndrome, man. How long, you simple ones, will you love simplicity? When you go and wake up and realize that these are your fucking enemies, man. And we're behind enemy lines. And everything that this devil does out here really is to destroy Jake. They didn't make rap music to destroy Moab, to destroy Elam, Ammon. They made that to destroy us, man. You know, everyone else is just collateral damage. And that's one thing you got to learn with this devil, man. You know, because even Biden, you know, Joey, he was talking about how the ones that are most at risk and would need that thing the most is the what do you call it? He mentioned the tribes, man. You know, I forget how he said it. You blacks or you African Americans, you Native Americans, and you know, I forget exactly how he said it, but he basically mentioned the tribes, man. So we're the ones that are at war. You know, a little bit excited, man. We're the ones that are at war, man. And most of our people don't even know who the enemy is. Crazy work, man. Crazy. This is Jeremiah 17:5. It says, thus saith the Lord, cursed be the man that trusteth in man, and maketh flesh his arm, and whose heart departeth from the Most High. Yeah, you ain't gonna get very far if your heart departs from the Most High, man. You trusting in Esau, Edom, man. You trusting in your damn enemy, bro. You think you gonna get somewhere. As I mentioned before, how many niggas you see dance with the devil and they get out on top? They have their little moment, they have their little season, but they don't end up on top, bro. That shit don't happen. That never happened. It says, for he shall be like a heath, like the heath in the desert, and shall not see when good cometh, but shall inhabit the parched places in the wilderness, in the salt land and not inhabited. So ultimately, you gonna be fucked and through, man. But it says, blessed is the man who trusts in the Lord, and whose hope the Lord is. For he shall be as a tree planted by the waters, and spreadeth out her roots by the river, and they shall not see them, and shall not see when heat cometh, but her leaf shall be green, and shall not be careful in the year of drought, neither cease from yielding fruit. So, hey, we gonna be abundant, man. We gonna be prosperous. We gonna be divinely protected. We gonna be well fed, well kept, because we trusted in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. That's what it's all about, man. That's why, hey, man, verse 9 says, the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? Proverbs 3:5. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart and lean not unto thine own understanding, man. Why? Because the heart is deceitful above all things, man. This mind of ours, this flesh, you know. So we gotta stay in the spirit. We gotta trust in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. You know, you can't be trusting man, trusting Esau. You gonna trust E? The Apocrypha tells you, to whom he that is evil to himself, to whom shall he be good to, man? This devil ain't even good to his own self. Look, bro, here it is. This is Esau, Edom's kingdom, and you got broke Edomites, bro. What is that all about, bro? You've got broke Edomites out here, man. And this is meant to be their kingdom? Hey, man, if I was a broke Edomite in this bitch, man, I would be fucking livid, man. Because, you know, as an Edomite, we're meant to look at niggas like, you know, this is me putting myself in their shoes. You know, as an Edomite, you're meant to look at a nigga like you're better than them. You mean to tell me I'm sitting on the floor outside Sainsbury's, right, asking for £1 and that. I'm an Edomite asking a Jake for £1, bro, and he's hopping out of his Range Rover. Like, bro, what's going on? Esau's hey man, he don't even look after his own people, man. But somehow you think he gonna look after you, a nigga. Come on, man. Come on, man. Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 1. Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. Yeah, you covering with that covering of Esau, man. You ain't covered by Yahweh Shem Yahshai. Cool, blimey, mate. Cool, blimey, chill out. Oh, of course, and you see, it has to be the nigger woman at the hand of it, man. You know, she just hopping out the cab, but she put the cab man in an awkward spot. Sorry. Oh man. So lucky, I'm just watching this, man. See, look, man. Hey, yeah, man. That's what they do, man. They bring that confusion, man. All kind of horns blaring and delays and, you know. But anyways, man. That take counsel but not of me, and that cover with a covering but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. Yeah, because ultimately you ain't covered, man. You know, you ain't covered. You know, you naked. You ain't clothed. You know, with these garments of righteousness. You've been found naked, man. That walk to go down into Egypt, modern day Egypt is America, and have not asked at my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. So you trusting in government, you trusting in oppression, you trust in Esau ultimately. Alright? It says, therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. Because yeah, that's all that's the only fruit that Esau is producing right now, is a whole bunch of confusion. You can identify as this, identify as that. This juice causes myocarditis, this one don't. You know? It is no longer mandatory to take the digital ID. Yeah, cool. Yeah, you see everyone, all them woke people. Yeah, we're getting somewhere now. Yeah, but you gotta spend 85 fucking pounds every time you need to identify yourself, and you ain't got the digital ID, bro. That's not a win. And ultimately, that gonna make you take the digital ID. Because we living in a time where, look, bro, after bills are paid, man, you ain't even got £85. So you mean to tell me that all I got to do is take this digital ID, and then every time I need to identify myself, and think about how many times you need to identify yourself for the internet these days, right? And identifying yourself could be something as simple as logging into your email, typing in your email address and password. That's you identifying yourself. Well, that could be a way. And then now that's costing you £85 because you didn't want to take the digital ID, man. Listen, man, we gonna take the digital ID, man. But what we ain't gonna take is the MOTB. Okay? But you see, that's not confusing to us because we're not trusting in the shadow of Egypt. We're trusting in Yahweh Shem Yahshai. Alright, we're returning to our heritage, man. We're returning to our power. Okay? And that's why we're in the time where, you know, we'll no longer stay upon E. Okay? We in the time where we staying upon Yahweh Shem Yahshai. Okay? And that can only get better, man. Isaiah 10 and 20, and it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel and such are as escaped of the house of Jacob shall no more again stay upon him that smote them, but shall stay upon the Lord, the Holy One of Israel, in truth, not lies like the Christian church. And to stay means, like, you know, to rely on, man. We ain't relying on Esau no more. But hey, that's why you got these jakes out here in the world, in America. You know, the government done shut down like 2 weeks ago now or something. Whatever it was literally the day after the Day of Atonement, there was the government shutdown, and no one was really saying anything about it then. But now that they're seeing it's affecting certain benefits like SNAP and EBT and whatnot, it's looking like in November come. Alright, there's gonna be a lot of stomachs touching backs. People ain't gonna be able to get food. Alright, but you see, they're staying on Esau Edom, not Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Okay, 21. The remnant shall return, even the remnant of Jacob, unto the mighty power, and that's the elect, man. We're returning unto the Lord. We're seeking them old paths. We're repenting. We're rehearsing the righteous acts. We're measuring the times diligently. Showing brotherly love. Giving diligence to make our calling and election sure. Okay? That's the remnant. 22. For though thy people Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, yet a remnant of them shall return. The consumption decreed shall overflow with righteousness. And that overflow of righteousness is destruction, man. For the wicked Israelites. Okay? And the other nations. Because it says in 2 Thessalonians 1:6, seeing it is a righteous thing to recompense tribulation with them who trouble you, man. Alright? I'm going to quickly get that in the NLT. It's Isaiah 10. And I'm going to close up. Isaiah 10:22 in the NLT says, but though the people of Israel are as numerous as the sand of the seashore, only a remnant of them shall return. The Lord has rightly decided to destroy his people. There you go. Because they didn't hearken, they didn't listen. And ultimately, death is, hey man. All I say is they're gonna be a lot of death, man. And the scriptures say in Job chapter 4, whoever perished being innocent, man. So we're in the time where, hey man, the Lord he's moving, man. He's getting to work, man. So we gotta get to work too. But yeah, man, we staying on Yahweh Hashem Yahushai now, man. We ain't relying on Esau no more. Cause we done seen that, hey, can't nothing good come from that. What good's gonna come from trusting in E? He can't even be good to his own damn self, man. Alright. So yeah, man, that's it on this video, man. I pray, Lord willing, it's been edifying. Until the next time I say shalom, stay up, stay strong.